What's up, guys? Today I want to talk about a huge mistake that I made before I started my anxiety recovery process. We're going to keep this short because, as you can tell, my voice is still a little messed up from the sickness that I'm trying to get over. So we're going to keep it short and sweet. I'm going to be real with you guys today. Like I got to be honest with this. I'm not talking at you. It's coming from a loving place. This is just something that I needed to hear for me to be able to recover. Okay, so watch this whole video if you want a little bit of value today. I'll try to keep it short, but I made tons of excuses before I started to recover from anxiety. And I guess what I'm going to start with is, why do we make these excuses? Because we're afraid to get out of this little bubble that we're in, our little safe zone, where we are ironically still miserable. We are ironically still dealing with the anxiety, but we don't want to go through that extra pain, the extra suffering, being more uncomfortable to get out of that bubble so recovery can be possible. And that's why we have these excuses and why we put them in place. At least that's my opinion. Now, understand when I'm talking about excuses, I'm not saying like, if your doctor tells you you can't exercise, to hell with him, or you don't have any legs, you should still be out there kicking it and running. No, let's be realistic with the type of excuses that I'm talking about. So I'm gonna give you some examples of not only excuses I made, but what I hear other people make. We'll start with something like exercise, right? An excuse that I made a lot was, I don't have time, or my anxiety's too bad, or I'm always having panic attacks. There's no reason to rev my heart up even more. I'm nervous and scared to exercise because, I don't want to have a heart issue, whenever in fact I needed to prove to myself that there was nothing wrong with my heart by exercising. And I always made an excuse not to be aggressive with my exercise. I did that for 2 years, and ironically, it was the thing that set me free from cardiophobia, even more so than getting reassurance from a doctor. So that's just a little quick example with the exercise thing. Like, I put it off. I made excuses for not doing it whenever it was the thing that was going to set me free from heart anxiety. How incredible is that? Something that I heard at the height of the pandemic. Well, I can't go to the gym anymore because of the pandemic. And I tell people, like, dude, you can do workouts on your phone. If you can watch me on YouTube, you can look up any type of workout, beginner to expert level, any type of exercise or whatever, or sport. You can do it right here on your freaking phone. Okay, I work out every day on my phone. I find that I get a better workout on my phone than I do at the gym, so I canceled my gym membership a long time ago. Just do HIIT workouts on here. You get a personal trainer. All right, so you can do workouts on your phone, your laptop. You can do it on a smart TV. You don't have to have a gym membership. Something else that comes with is, like, it's too hot outside, it's summer, and it triggers my anxiety. You can do it at home again. Or it's too cold, I live in in a cold place. You can do it at home where you can control the temperature. So that's just a few excuses around exercise. As far as like health-related stuff, if your doctor's telling you not to exercise, and listen to your doctor. I'm not trying to play doctor here. Cold showers, cold water, like, oh man, I hate that. Like, I hear that from so many people when I recommend cold showers. And unfortunately, they'll never get the benefit out of it. And the reason that they don't want to do it is actually why it'll help them. Oh man, that sounds so uncomfortable. I hate it. It's gonna be too cold. Yeah, it'll help desensitize you. And because you hate it more than other people, it'll probably actually help you more than other people. Remember this, the things that we're most reluctant to do in our recovery process are usually the things that are going to set us free. Exercise was that for me, okay? Some people won't take any cold showers or use cold water therapy because they hate cold water. The fact that you hate cold water means it'll actually help you more. Just going to throw that out there. Diet. There's a lot of reasons and excuses that we make for not starting a new diet, all right? Or eating healthy or cutting things out. A huge one that I hear and that I made a lot was like, it's too expensive, or it's hard to eat healthy because it costs so much. I can just get a McChicken at McDonald's. It's 99 cents. And it's like, if you buy in bulk, which is, again, you can find out how to do this. It's a YouTube search away, right? And I was just too lazy to do this, but you can buy in bulk and eat healthy, and it actually be more affordable than eating the junk that you're probably eating, okay? So that's an excuse that we'll make for diet. Mindfulness and stuff like that. Like, people don't want to meditate. Why? Because they got to sit there in their symptoms and be still. Like, oh, I can't do that. My symptoms act up. When in reality, how are you going to get past your symptoms? Exposing yourself to them, not always being in a constant state of distraction. How miserable does it sound to always have to distract yourself to get away from your symptoms, right? And also, not only that, you won't ever fully recover if distraction's your method to cope, right? So we got to get used to being in our symptoms. We got to get used to breathing. We got to get used to being mindful, right? We got to get used to being able to observe our symptoms and not respond in fear. We got to show the subconscious that these symptoms don't bother us. But if we avoid or run or make excuses, we show our subconscious that we're still afraid. A lot of you guys want to avoid exposure. My anxiety's too bad to start exposure, right? Or I just want to implement this routine, and do this for a long time until my anxiety goes down. I've mentioned this lately a lot. Guys, the routine is only going to help a certain amount, and then you have to get out there and you have to start exposing, and your symptoms are still going to freaking show up. Excuse me. They're still going to pop up when you get in the car or go to the store or do whatever it is that triggers you going to work or being in a social situation. Routine's only going to go so far. It's super important. You do need that first. But so many of you will make the excuse like, my anxiety is not low enough yet for me to go out and do that. It's probably not going to get any lower, honestly. Again, we're trying to stay in that safe zone. We're doing a routine in our safe zone, right? You still got to get out there and put in the work. Some other excuses. One, for me, I never got any professional help. I never went to therapy. And I know like finding the right therapist and everything is hard and everything, but my biggest excuse is like, I don't want to spend money on that. I don't have enough money for that. And, I'm going to be broke. But whenever I would really think about it, like I spent tons of money on things that were counterproductive to my anxiety recovery. Really, alcohol, cigarettes, is that helping me? No. Maybe temporarily, but it made it worse in the long run. Some people are spending money on drugs. Some people are spending money on just video games and nice shoes. I was spending tons of money on hats, just things that like, it wasn't gonna help me. You know what I mean? But it was an excuse like, oh, therapy's too expensive. So if you haven't tried therapy, do it. Stop putting that off. So that was, another big one. And I gotta mention this one. Like, I don't feel it today. I don't feel motivated. Well, some of you that are relying on motivation, you're gonna be waiting a long time. You may never start anything. And for me, I waited for years to feel motivated to do something. I'd have little bits and spurts of motivation, but if your subconscious is wired in negativity and fear, don't expect motivation to just always be there. It's not. You know what really pays off? Doing something when you don't feel motivated. That's when you grow the most. And that was a beautiful lesson that I learned during my anxiety journey, that being uncomfortable doing something when I didn't feel like doing it, it gave me the most growth. And then I would get motivation off of that to do it again and to do it again and to do it again. And then you see progress, right? And then the motivation just starts coming, right? But in the beginning, you can't rely on motivation. You're not gonna have enough really to be consistent with anything. Again, we're trying to make that as an excuse not to feel the pain and suffering that comes with habits and change in lifestyle. So that was something that I dealt with as well. But if you made it this far, guys, I want you to go down below and I want you to put in all caps, I will stop making excuses. I will stop making excuses. Start that exercise program. Start that new diet. Start getting up early in the morning. Start mindfulness. Get into therapy if you haven't tried therapy. Stop waiting on motivation. And that's just a handful of excuses. There's tons of other things that I didn't mention that can help you with your anxiety, right? And these videos, they serve as motivation. One of the top or first things somebody tells me when they get me on the phone is that I watch your videos every day. They give me so comfort, and that's great. I feel flattered, but you have to apply what I tell you. But I want you to go check out the description. Tons of resources down there. I got my Elite Anxiety Bootcamp course. Super proud of that. Signed up some more people today. I'm so excited for their journey. It's how I overcame my panic disorder, my health anxiety, these symptoms, my generalized anxiety disorder. It takes a mindset change. You got to change your perspective. You need a routine. Talked about that a little bit. But then you got to get out and expose, all right? So that course can help you out with that a lot. Mentioned therapy. Go try online therapy. It's a perfect way to start. If you've never done it, you can do it on the phone, the laptop, the PC. There's a link down there. My one-on-one coaching program, I mentioned talking to people on the phone. I do that as well. So if you're interested in that or want me to send you my info, that email is down below as well. My socials are down there. Again, we're in the process of moving. I'm going to keep trying to crank these videos out. I'm in the office, so I apologize. There's a big echo in here. We won't have that problem whenever we move. I have a little nook in the house for my office, and I'll actually, for once, be able to have a nice setup. So, man. But anyways, I apologize for the voice and stuff today, but I love you all. Please like this video, at least for the consistency and effort, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought. What else? Subscribe if you're new again. Likely, if you're new, you didn't make it this far. Yeah, but until next time, guys, I love you all. Keep fighting. I will post another video tomorrow as long as my health allows it. So, bye.